Hey guys, it's Danny here on Metal Couch, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Fate of Two Worlds. This is a fairly recent game, came out about 10 days ago. I just got it in the mail earlier today, and I've played it for about 2-3 hours now, and I feel that I can give an accurate review of the game so quickly. Normally I like to wait and fully complete the game, but this game is very straightforward on how you play it, how you beat it, and I'll go over some really good things about this game, but there are also some flaws here that Capcom... well, there are some flaws that Capcom can't perfect because it's a people problem, and then there are some things that they could have made better, and they're not necessarily bad. So, a little bit of background on Marvel vs. Capcom. It's a fighting game series. It's been out for well over I think the fighting series has been out for well over a decade. They go back to the Sega Saturn days. So you get, according to the case, you get over 32 playable characters, comprehensive online stat tracking, and adaptive controls for both novice and pro players. And I'll get to that in a little bit about the controls. Really, you just take your favorite Marvel Comics characters and your favorite Capcom characters, you make teams of 3, and you have fight other teams of 3, and you duke it out. And you can interchange your team at will in battle. So the 3 that you pick in there, you can change them out at will, which is great. I've always been a fan of Marvel vs. Capcom, and the fact that I can, you know, have combinations of, like, what if Iron Man and Captain America and Thor went up against Wolverine, Spider-Man, and, say, Ryu from Street Fighter? I can do it in this game, and it works great. This is a great game where if you got a couple of buddies over and you guys want to have you guys want to settle a dispute or a bet or something like that, pop in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and beat the living daylights out of each other. Story mode, you get your characters together, you play through 7 stages. The final boss fight is Galactus, which I found a tad bit strange about why they would pick somebody like Galactus, a guy wearing a purple spandex suit with a goofy helmet. But besides that, it's really short story mode, and each character has their own comic book style ending, and there's a ton of bonus features in here. There's art galleries, there's sound galleries. This is like Super Smash Brothers with Marvel and Capcom characters. So think of it kind of like that. And it's not on GameCube or that shitty ass Wii. But so storyline's really bland. You can knock out anybody's storyline in less than 10 minutes. 10 minutes on novice. Difficulty really doesn't matter in this game. There are a couple of achievements and trophies that count towards difficulty, things like that, but you don't need to crank it all the way up on hard to enjoy this game. On the back, it mentioned the adaptive controls for both novice and pro players. What that means is that you've got your you've got 2 different settings. You've got a normal setting and you have a simple setting. Now, the normal setting is just like any other fighter. You got to memorize the combinations for special moves in order to execute them. Simple mode kind of makes it so that way anybody can successfully button mash and feel like a pro. With the matter of hitting a simple button, you can execute a character's ultimate attack or your entire team's ultimate attack. So, it kind of takes away from the difficulty of this game even more, knowing that you can hit one button and beat anybody, except for Galactus, because, you know, it's the final boss. They give him this big old health bar. It's ridiculous. Multiplayer is just like any other fighter I've ever played. It's riddled with the same problems with any other online fighting game that I've ever played. For example, before I started doing this review, multiplayer was the last thing I touched on when I was playing this game. And right before I did this review, I got into a multiplayer match where I had successfully beat the person, and as soon as KO came up, I lost connection to the match. and I didn't get credit for winning the match. This has been a problem for all fighting games. It's come to be expected. You're always going to have those people that can't accept defeat and don't want to tarnish their online stats, saying, "Oh, well, I'm undefeated." Well, yeah, you also unplugged your Xbox every time you lost. So, again, that's more of a people problem. Capcom can't really fix that. Not to my knowledge, they can't fix it. But that's how I feel about multiplayer. It's not any fun when you win and you don't get credit for it. Character selection in this game is huge. You've got people like Albert Wesker and Chris Redfield from Resident Evil are joining the roster now, along with Dante and Trish from Devil May Cry series. Then you've got characters like Hulk, Deadpool, Iron Man, Captain America, a whole bunch of people from Marvel fame in here, including Taskmaster, which I thought was a bit weird that they would put Taskmaster in this game. I don't think he was in any other game, but I just found that a bit strange. Characters are great. They're all unique, have their own unique abilities for you to learn. Besides story mode that you have, or arcade mode as they call it, you also have mission mode, which is you go through each character and you learn their moves, and that's how you complete a mission, by executing a certain move or performing a combination of moves. And it's really a good way to practice with your... They still include a practice mode, but that mission mode is a bit more rewarding for learning how to use your characters. Special features, like I said, you've got the ending comics, you've got galleries, 3D models, sound effects, voice. You got the complete sound library of all the characters' voices. So overall, this game, it's great if you're playing it with friends that are sitting next to you, stuff like that, friends that are actually here. Online, not so much. Online lobbies are another problem. They are so boring. Online lobbies is that you can have a lobby up to 8, I believe, and only 2 people can fight at once. Well, while those 2 people are fighting, you don't get to watch the match. You have to sit there at that screen that says, "Oh, well, these 2 are fighting, and when they're done, we're going to launch these 2. You don't even get to see the match. So you're sitting there waiting for 10-15 minutes. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you're waiting longer than you should in order to get into a match or even see anything that's going on. Matchmaking takes forever. Every time I've tried to get into matchmaking, I've sat here for about 3 to 4 minutes trying to get one match, just so that way when I win the match, they back out of it. I mean, online mode is just not worth it. But they did fix several problems in this game that plagued Marvel vs. Capcom 2, such as a certain combination of characters which are unbeatable. They've made it so that way, you know, there is no one combination that's unbeatable in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So, I'm going to give this game a 7 out of 10. I would wait until the price drops on this. It is not worth $60. I didn't pay $60 for it. But it's not worth full retail price. Maybe if they knock it down to 30, yeah, 30, I would suggest going out and getting it. But at this point in time, unless they fix some things with multiplayer or find out a way to lock people into not backing out of a match during the match, then I think I'll probably get more in-depth in the multiplayer. So 7 out of 10. This is Danny from Metal Couch, and I am signing off.